Song Hye Kyo versus Song Joong Ki, silence wins again. What if the quietest voice in a storm of scandal could ultimately drown out the noise? The 2019 divorce of Song Hye Kyo and Song Joong Ki, once the golden song couple of South Korean entertainment, was not merely a personal unraveling, but a spectacle that gripped the nation, sparking a media frenzy that reshaped their public images in ways few could have predicted. The couple, whose fairy tale romance blossomed on the set of Descendants of the Sun in 2016, captivated fans with their on-screen chemistry and off-screen love story. Their October 2017 wedding was a cultural event, celebrated as the union of two of Korea's most beloved stars. Yet, in a mere 1 year and 8 months, their marriage crumbled, leaving behind a trail of speculation, rumors, and a stark divide in public perception. What followed was not just a divorce, but a masterclass in media strategy, resilience, and reinvention, with Song Hye Kyo emerging as a figure of quiet strength in a narrative initially dominated by her ex-husband. The announcement of their divorce in June 2019 sent shockwaves through the entertainment world, largely because of its suddenness and the way it unfolded. Song Joong Ki, known for his charming and approachable persona, took the lead by filing for divorce and making a public statement through his agency. His move caught Song Hye Kyo off guard. She was abroad, attending a high-profile fashion event in Paris, surrounded by cameras and unaware of the storm brewing back home. The timing felt almost cinematic in its cruelty, leaving her exposed to a media onslaught without the chance to respond immediately. In Korean culture, where divorce still carries a stigma, the person who files is often perceived as the victim, a narrative Song Joong Ki's team skillfully leveraged. His vague yet emotionally charged statement about not wanting to hurt others and needing to protect himself fueled speculation without providing concrete details. This ambiguity invited the public to fill in the gaps, and soon, rumors swirled that Song Hye Kyo was to blame. The media painted her as the at-fault party, tarnishing her carefully cultivated image as Korea's elegant goddess. Reflecting on this moment, it's striking how a single, calculated move could shift the narrative so dramatically, revealing the power of timing and perception in shaping public opinion. As the divorce drama unfolded, Song Joong Ki's camp maintained a steady stream of subtle hints that he had endured much during the marriage. Friends and unnamed sources close to him fed the media stories implying emotional hardship, further cementing his role as the sympathetic figure. Meanwhile, baseless rumors emerged, accusing Song Hye Kyo of an affair with her Encounter co-star, Park Bo-gum. These claims were so pervasive that Park Bo-gum's agency was forced to issue a formal denial, calling the rumors groundless and threatening legal action. The damage, however, was done. Song Hye Kyo's reputation took a hit, and her silence in the face of these accusations was misinterpreted by some as an admission of guilt. Critics argued she was accepting defeat by not engaging in the media war, but in hindsight, her restraint was a calculated choice, one that spoke to her understanding of the long game. The frenzy surrounding the divorce revealed the darker side of celebrity culture in South Korea, where public perception can be swayed by innuendo and selective storytelling, leaving little room for nuance or truth. Song Hye Kyo's response to the chaos was a single, carefully worded statement citing personality differences as the reason for the divorce and urging the public not to blame anyone. It was a plea for dignity, but in the heat of the scandal, it was drowned out by the louder, more aggressive narrative driven by Song Joong Ki's camp. She then withdrew from the public eye, a move that puzzled some fans but felt deeply human. The pressure of being Korea's sweetheart, only to be cast as the villain in a high-profile breakup, must have been overwhelming. Yet, her retreat was not a surrender. It was a strategic pause. In contrast, Song Joong Ki leaned into the spotlight, frequently speaking about his heartbreak and framing himself as a man moving forward despite personal pain. His career surged with projects like Vincenzo, which solidified his status as a leading man who had overcome adversity. The media hailed him as a heartthrob reborn, while Song Hye Kyo's first post-divorce project, Now We Are Breaking Up, faltered, leading to whispers that her career was on the decline. It's poignant to consider how quickly the public turned on her, revealing the fickle nature of fame and the gendered expectations placed on women in the spotlight. The narrative began to shift in late 2022, when Song Hye Kyo prepared for her comeback with The Glory, a Netflix drama that would redefine her career. The anticipation was palpable. Could she reclaim her place in an industry that had seemingly written her off? Just as the media buzz around The Glory began to build, Song Joong Ki announced his relationship with Katie Louise Saunders, a former British actress, followed shortly by news of their marriage and impending parenthood. The timing raised eyebrows, with many speculating it was a deliberate attempt to overshadow Song Hye Kyo's moment. Whether intentional or not, the move echoed the media savvy he displayed during the divorce, but this time, it backfired. The public, growing weary of his constant personal disclosures, began to see his actions as performative. Meanwhile, Song Hye Kyo remained laser-focused on The Glory, avoiding the media circus and letting her work take center stage. Her restraint felt refreshing in an industry often defined by spectacle, and it hinted at a deeper strength that would soon become undeniable. The Glory was a revelation. Song Hye Kyo's portrayal of Moon Dong-eun, a vengeful teacher seeking justice for past traumas, was a departure from her Jade Girl persona. The role demanded intensity, vulnerability, and a raw edge that she delivered with chilling precision. Fans and critics alike were captivated by her transformation, which mirrored her own journey through adversity. Moon Dong-eun's quiet resolve and calculated pursuit of justice resonated with Song Hye Kyo's real-life resilience, making the drama feel like a subtle but powerful response to the rumors and attacks she had endured. The show's success on Netflix Asia was monumental, dominating viewership charts and sparking global conversations. It wasn't just a professional triumph, it was personal. Watching her inhabit such a complex character, one couldn't help but feel that she was channeling her own pain into art, turning the narrative of her divorce into a story of empowerment. The impact of The Glory extended beyond viewership numbers. Song Hye Kyo's performance earned her the Best Actress award at the 2023 Baeksang Arts Awards, a moment that felt like a coronation of her comeback. Luxury brands, sensing her renewed star power, flocked to her, offering lucrative endorsements that reaffirmed her status as a cultural icon. The public's perception shifted dramatically. She was no longer the at-fault party or the has-been, but a woman who had risen above the chaos with grace and talent. Her silence, once seen as weakness, was now recognized as a form of strength, a refusal to stoop to the level of tabloid warfare. In contrast, Song Joong Ki's career began to falter. His projects, like Bogota and My Name is Lo Ki-wan, received lukewarm responses, and his frequent media appearances discussing his new family started to feel excessive. The public, once charmed by his openness, grew fatigued, highlighting the fine line between relatability and overexposure. Song Hye Kyo's journey is a testament to the power of restraint in an industry that thrives on noise. She didn't engage in public spats or air her grievances, choosing instead to let her work speak for her. Her rare appearances at fashion shoots, award shows, or charity events were met with admiration for her poise and elegance. She became a symbol of dignity, challenging the stereotype of the scorned woman in Korean showbiz. Her Baeksang win was not just a professional milestone, but a cultural moment, proving that talent and perseverance could outshine temporary media wins. The contrast between her approach and Song Joong Ki's was stark. While he dominated headlines in 2019, his advantage faded as his projects underperformed, and his personal disclosures lost their charm. Song Hye Kyo, on the other hand, flipped the narrative entirely, emerging as the true victor, not through words, but through actions. Her story resonates beyond the entertainment world, offering a broader lesson about resilience in the face of adversity. In a society quick to judge women, especially those navigating public breakups, Song Hye Kyo redefined what it means to move forward. She avoided the trap of bitterness, focusing instead on her craft and her character. Her silence was not passive. It was a deliberate choice to rise above the fray, letting time and talent reshape her narrative. Today, she stands as a role model for grace under pressure, proving that dignity and persistence can turn even the most painful chapters into stories of triumph. As the dust of the Song divorce settles, it's clear that Song Hye Kyo's quiet strength was the loudest voice of all, a reminder that in the face of chaos, sometimes the most powerful response is to simply keep going.